Renaissance so important today? Because Black people showed the world that they had a lot to offer.
Like what?
Like art, musicians, for example, Louis Armstrong, and work, and literature and theater.
Why is the Harlem Renaissance important today? I believe the Harlem Renaissance is important today because it showed the world and America how talented Black people can be. A great example of people during the Harlem Renaissance is a famous poet by the name of Langston Hughes. Langston Hughes was a poet during the Harlem Renaissance. And that's not it. There are famous singers like Louis Armstrong. Even artists. To name a few, Aaron Douglas, Jacob Lawrence, and Augusta Savage. And Romare Bearden. And Harlem was the middle of it all. Like I said earlier, I'll say it again. The Harlem Renaissance is important because it showed people all around America how creative Black people could be. Some of the most famous performers and artists came from the Harlem Renaissance. The Harlem Renaissance is an important moment in American history, and we should never forget it.
Action. Good evening. My name is Edward Kennedy Ellington, but you may know me as Duke Ellington. I was born in Washington, D.C. in 1899. I am a composer, which means I write music. My instrument is a piano, although I write music for all instruments. And that makes up my orchestra. We perform all over the world, but my favorite place to perform is the Cotton Club in Harlem, New York. I wrote or collaborated more than 1,000 songs. I have the largest body of work of any jazz music. Ella Fitzgerald, I worked with John Coltrane. Billy Strayhorn was one of my biggest collaborators. Some of my famous songs are Take the A Train, In a Sentimental Mood, Sophisticated Lady, and It Don't Mean a Thing if it ain't got that swing. Do I.
I'm Billie Holiday. I was a singer in the Harlem Renaissance. This is my favorite song, God Bless the Child.
Them that's got children, them that's not children. So the Bible said, and it still is true. Mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own. His own.
Louis Armstrong. I'm a famous singer guy.
You can do it in your mouth too. Stop doing disgusting. Still the side. Gumdrop. I was popular in the June Harlem.
Harlem Renaissance.
Harlem Renaissance. I watch me voice. My nickname is Sax. I play the trumpet and the cornet.
And I'm a scat singer.
And I'm a scat singer. Scabadooey! Scabadoo-wop!
Skiddly pop.
Skitty bop gum! Bubbly gum, bubbly fat.
Hello, my name is Josephine Baker. I was born in St. Louis and I moved to Paris when I was just 19. I was the first black person to appear in a major movie. I adopted 12 kids. It was called The Rainbow Tribe. I just believe that people with different race and people with different countries can be brothers and sisters. I was a pilot and spy, if you didn't know that. And I was a dancer. One of my favorite dances was called the Banana Dance. And I was the first black person to be buried in the Pantheon in Paris. Thank you for watching my video. Bye!
To be featured on the cover of Life magazine. I'm the first African American woman nominated for Academy Award for Best Actress for my work in Carmen Jones. I sing at the famous Cotton Club and at the historical Apollo Theater in Harlem. I take pride in my career as a singer and actress. I never took a role that was demeaning to my illustrious people. My name is Dorothy Downward.
Bessie Smith was born in Chattanooga, Tennessee in 1894, also known as Empress of Blues. She was the most popular female blues singer of the 1920s and 1930s. Her song describes African Americans, working class issues, and encouraged women's rights. Her career helped the success of African Americans in the performing arts and influenced many singers like Billie Holiday. She died in 1937.
Hi everyone, my name is Sawyer Jane DeChristina, and for Black History Month, I am doing Bessie Smith. Bessie Smith was a blues singer. She was born on April 15th in 1884 in Chattanooga, Tennessee. She was one of the most famous blues performers in the United States. Her most famous songs were Gulf Coast Blues and Downhearted Blues. In 1989, she was included in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now I'm going to play you a clip of one of her famous songs called Downhearted Blues. Thank you. Bye.
I was born December 25th, 1907 in Rochester, New York. I am a jazz composer, band leader, and singer. I was the first African-American musician to sell 1 million records from a single and to have a nationally syndicated radio show. I am Cab Calloway.
My name is Marian Anderson. I am a Marian Contracto. I was born in Philadelphia on February 19th on
February 17th,
February 17th,
1902.
1902. Singing at the Macon Arroyo. I was not allowed to sing at all types of people.
Webb was born in 1905. He started playing the drum at age 11. He moved to New York City when he was 17, and by 1926 was leading his own band. In 1931, his band became the house band at the Savoy Ballroom. I was born June 30, 1917 in Brooklyn, New York. I am an American actress, singer, and civil rights activist. I started off as an accomplished live singer. I later transitioned into film work. I endured many struggles as an African American against social injustice. Despite this, I enjoyed an over 60-year career. I am Nina Horn.
Hi, my name is Bryson and I want to tell you about Art Tatum. He was a jazz piano player from the Harlem Renaissance. He was born in Toledo, Ohio, and died at the age of 47 years old. He could play a tempo of approximately 378 beats per minute. Check out this video of Art Tatum playing the piano.
Hi, my name is Sloan. I'm going to tell you about Faith Ringgold. She was an artist known for her quilts. She was born in Harlem, New York, and still living at the age of 91. Here is a picture of her painted quilts of an 8-year-old girl who dreams of flying over Harlem.
Visual arts were just one component of a rich cultural development during the Harlem Renaissance. There was no single style that defined the Harlem Renaissance, but rather artists found different ways to celebrate African American culture and identity. Often they combined elements of African art with contemporary themes. This served to dignify and expand the history of the African American experience and also rebelled against the derogatory caricatures created by white people. As we look at a few of these incredible Black artists of the Harlem Renaissance, we will feature some original portraits of these artists made by a few of our Bolton students. Lois Mailloux Jones was an artist and a teacher. She developed as an artist through visits and summers spent in Harlem during the onset of the Harlem Renaissance. She was influenced greatly also by Aaron Douglas. Her career spanned over 70 years. Aaron Douglas is considered to be the most prominent artist of the Harlem Renaissance. He addressed social issues around race and segregation in the U.S. by utilizing African-centric imagery in his artwork.
I am James Weldon Johnson. I was born in 1871. I was an American writer, a civil rights activist, and a leader in the NAACP. I was well known during the Harlem Renaissance for my poems, novels, and anthologies. I am probably most known for the rhyme lyrics to the Black Nation anthem. Lift every voice and sing. These are the words. Lift every voice and sing until heaven ring. Ring with the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoice rise high as the listening skies. Let reason laugh as the rolling sea, sing a song full of the faith that dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of hope that present has brought us. Raising the horizon of a new day begun, let us march until victory is won.
Claude McKay was born in Jamaica on September 15th, 1889. He was a key poet during the Harlem Renaissance. He is well known for writing poems and books about racism in America and life in Jamaica. He was shocked by the amount of racism he encountered in the South while going to college. Many public businesses were segregated. This inspired him to write white poetry. He wrote, "If we must die," in response to a wave of white on black race riots and lynchings. This was a Black History moment by Caleb Oglesby.
Vincent Hughes was born in Joplin, Missouri. There is some dispute over the year, but it's either 1901 or 1902. His birthday is February 1st. Hughes is known as the inventor of jazz poetry. He was also a reporter for the Chicago Defender. The Chicago Defender is an influential Black newspaper. He was a newspaper correspondent and for the Baltimore paper during the Spanish Civil War as well. Throughout his life, Hughes won multiple awards for his poetry. His poems mostly depicted Black culture and everyday life. This is why he was known as a poet of the people. Langston and Hughes initially went to engineering school to please his father. He dropped out after a year, but it was during this time that he got involved with the Harlem cultural movement. He later graduated from Lincoln University. Hughes was vocal during his lifetime that he influenced as brown rather than black because of his mixed ancestry. He died in 1967. He never married or had any children.
Hi, live from home. My name's Aspen Fisher, and here's your Black History moment. Let's talk about Zora Neale Hurston. She was a dreamer and a writer. She was born in 1891. She wrote her first book in 1934. Her most popular writing, Their Eyes Were Watching God. She wrote about Black culture, Black love, Black empowerment, Black sorrow, and Black joy. It took a while for her writing to be popular. She passed away in 1960. She inspired Black people and all who loved her work. Zora was Black history, and I'm Black history in the making.
I was born on January 7th, 1891.
the fifth of 8 children in a small town in Alabama. I moved to Edenville, Florida as a toddler. Edenville would become the setting of many of the stories I would later write. After high school graduation, I entered Harlem University, where I co-founded the student newspaper, The Hilltop. I was also one of the founding members of Zeta Phi Beta, an international historically black sorority. In 1927, I went to Plateau, Alabama, also known as African Town, to interview 86-year-old Cujo Lewis, the last known survivor of the transatlantic slave trade. I recorded the story of Lewis' capture, the tale of the Middle Passing, his enslavement in Alabama, and his life after emancipation in Baracoon. The story of the last block cargo, a novel I finished writing in 1931. However, it wasn't published for the first time until 2008, 58 years after I died. In 1928, I became the first black woman to graduate from Barnard College. My degree was in anthropology. I was at the height of my literary career in the 1930s, but life quickly changed with the publication of Their Eyes Were Watching God. The depiction of a small southern town where everyday life did not include lynching, abuse, or endless backbreaking labor led some to accuse me of whitewashing the racial status quo and pandering to white audiences by maintaining the Mitchell tradition. Their Eyes Were Watching God would not garner critical acclaim until 40 years after it was first published. Although controversial at the time, I am now considered an important American writer. I am Soren
Harlem Renaissance. It took place in the Harlem NYC. This is A. Philip Randolph by Lennox Walker, DLI First Grade. E. Philip Randolph was also a very important part of the Harlem Renaissance. His life. He was born in April 1889 in Florida. He died in May 1979. His dad was a preacher. He studied at the Cookman Institute. He was inspired by W.E.B. Du Bois. Accomplishments. He founded the first black labor union in the United States in 1995. He fought for equal rights for black people his entire career. He organized the March on Washington, where MLK gave his I Have a Dream speech in 1963. Hope you liked my little presentation, virtual presentation. Happy Black History Month.
I was born February 23rd, 1868. I graduated